Testing, testing. Okay, this should work now. All right, so this looks really interesting. A couple things, like pretty bullish. PayPal looks really good here. I think this is actually worth an ad right now. AMTM looks good. Everything looks really good right now. Index is just kind of basing around here. Don't want to get too aggressive off the bat, but this move in PayPal looks really, really good, especially after yesterday's volume or last week's volume. So I'm going to do an ad here if Robinhood can get its act together. And Robinhood looks like it's deciding to not work again. It's black. Let me try again. All right, this should work. All right, so Berkshire Hathaway looks really, really good here. Unfortunately, I can't add in my Robinhood accounts right now because Robinhood has decided to take a massive dump. But if I could, I'd be adding PayPal right now. I think you just need it. Oh, today's trading short Robinhood. That's it. That's the plan. Wow, look at CrowdStrike. Okay, CrowdStrike is finally getting its move. I sold shares, but I still have a lot of options open, right? So CrowdStrike looks really, really good here. Unfortunately, I can't do much on options right now because I'm waiting to see what we get. Oh, sorry, I'm waiting to get Robinhood to act right, and it's not. So I imagine they're going to get some pretty gnarly lawsuits headed their way. Since we can't do anything on options, I guess let's. You know what? You know what? Let's. This is so. This is actually really bad. I can't believe this is happening. Um, so okay, while we're waiting, well, I shouldn't say we. While I'm waiting to get unlocked by Rod, like Berkshire Hathaway, really good ad here. PayPal, really good ad here. AMTM through 2650, really good ad there. Like a lot of good opportunity. We added a lot of meta today. A lot of meta. 691 is a you just you grab it with two hands and you buy as much as you can here, right? Like obviously I say that not super facetiously, but like enough to say obviously there's risk and nothing is guaranteed. But okay, while we're waiting, I just want to run the giveaway for 1 month free to the Alpha Pod. Again, this is for anybody if you're a current member or a new member. So you can see I have all the entries here. If you every like, share, or comment, add it as an entry. Okay, and without further ado, let's see who gets one free month. All right, Chelsea Rodriguez. Congratulations. Okay, that's the giveaway. I was on X. Um, let's see if Robinhood's working. Nope. Okay, let me. This is actually really, really, really bad. See, so this I'm getting frustrated that this is possible. That is possible that Robinhood is down. Not only can I not exit positions, but I can't add any through the account, which is my oh, okay, it's working now. I'm scared to add PayPal here, but all right, the good thing is I'm not losing money by this, but this is actually obviously super frustrating. I wanted to add PayPal there. I couldn't. Berkshire Hathaway still looks good. What I am glad is I got meta orders in before it was too late. So feel pretty good about that. If we look at SPX, what's going on with premiums? What's going on with the market? We're just getting a golden rule test, which transparent. I didn't think we'd get it today, but it looks like we will. So we want to see if we can get a test down to 718.20 before adding any long exposure. Yeah, Anthony, I agree. I went to it recently from Fidelity and moved more of my money over there simply, honestly, just so I could furu a little harder and like show gains. Fidelity is just really bad about showing gains. So I moved money over just so I could, I don't know, frankly, transparently market a little better. But PayPal's great. Meta, I told everybody in the Discord on the weekend yesterday, 691 is a buy with two hands kind of situation with Meta, and you're seeing that now. So I feel a little locked out from the bigger ads I wanted to do. in PayPal and AMTM. But right now with the golden rule, we want to see if we can catch a nice bid at 718. Okay, that's the golden rule. EOSE is pumping so hard. Take a look. So this is the public account that I show everybody. EOSE, just a monster, absolute monster right now. Um, pretty incredible pump today. Just insane. Just totally, absolutely bonkers insane. Okay, but let's see what's going on with SPX. I think we can catch a nice trade there. Snow, this level is really good to add. I'd rather add on a retest. I'm gonna close out all my ACHR for 231. I'm not even looking at a level. I just want to take the profit. October 17 10 calls got tilt filled at 228 from a pretty, I think it was a 60 something cent ad. .64, so 228 divided by 0.64. That was a 256% gain. Okay, so here we are, right? We're getting the golden rule. Again, the market, we still need it. Like, it's not a guaranteed long, right? What we want to see is 1711 fail on VIX. All right, so let's see where premium. Maybe we can snag a good SPX trade here. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it yet in premiums, but we know 718 is, or 18 is the golden rule. So we didn't quite tap 718 yet. I'm gonna wait a little bit. If I miss it, honestly, I'm not eager to overtrade that. I want to actual test the 718 before I consider adding long. So for Meta here, the weeklies are up 50% in like 2 minutes. It's up to you whether to take profit here. On the weeklies at 704. It's, I mean, it's worth a shot, but I'd rather let it ride a little bit. Like, this was such an easy add on Meta. I'm not even like, it's such a joke. Honestly, like, what a joke. What an absolute joke. All right, so we didn't get the golden rule test. I'm not sure if this is a fake out to the upside. Pretty nice reclaim here of 722. And then VSAT here looks really good. Let me show you VSAT. There's a lot of stuff that looks good right now, unfortunately. It's just like everything looks good. VSAT here, you can see on the weekly, right? On the weekly, it's been consolidating, trying to break through this 33 level here. So this is where I want to maybe add some exposure, and that's really good for space. For another alert here. PayPal did do this retest of 70.15. Again, good ad. Let's see where the market goes. VIX is pretty high right now. So I'm not adding any I haven't actually added much today except for I added some ARBE shares right around 206, and I added a lot of Meta. PayPal here looks good. I am tempted to add it here now that we got that retest and hold. Like PayPal looks really good. If you look at the daily, you can see that big volume there. But what's really important about PayPal here is it reclaimed last week the 10 SMA on the weekly, which is a pretty good indicator for more upside. I want to know first, before I add anything more significant, whether this little dip we're getting here, once we get to 718, is going to be bought. I had so many alerts go off this morning. It was kind of a little all over the place. So snow here looks really, really good too. I would like to add it. I would like to add to PayPal, but I'm a little I don't know, a little gun shy right now. I wanna get the golden rule to full. I It kind of satisfied here. I guess I'll wait to see if premiums change, but we should bid up. If 722 holds here, everything looks really strong, right? Like market just looks very, very good. What I would love to happen is 718 gets fully tested and VIX hits 1711, and then I add a large long to the upside. Anthony, good question. I haven't considered it yet. Let me take a look right now. So for me, I think so it depends on risk. Like the realistic option is to size up on the 30 calls at 520 right now, and then a riskier bet is the 740s for 240. Nice. Viva's moving, CrowdStrike moving. That's great. I also got some alerts on GSK, so let's check that out just for the sake of conversation here. So GSK looks good. It had this consolidation here, but it was on high volume. I'm not really eager to add that one. We can check out some other alerts I had. Broadcom alerted, but it looks like it's failing. Snow alerted. ABAT alerted, but that one is failing. So let's put an alert here. Maybe I can catch it on a rebound there. NVST here looks interesting, especially given the news with chips right now. Let's just wait. Let's wait. VIX is okay. VIX is coming up here at 1711. Take a look at premiums. Premiums don't look perfect yet, but we can see this could set up for a good bounce move right at right where we want VIX to be. So I'm going to load up some calls. I'm probably going to add some decent size here. But look, anytime you add on one of these bounce plays, it's naturally going to be risky. Premium's still not looking perfect yet. All right, so we got the test. We're right at VIX level we want. Nothing yet in premiums, but I'm gonna risk it and just add here and cut it if it doesn't work out. So I'm actually gonna add something even riskier. I'm gonna add the 35 calls, and I added them for 320, and I'm gonna add them in my small account too. If you're not in the I can't post it to Discord yet because I'm trying to buy in 2 accounts. Okay, so I added for 320 and 340 the 35 calls. Did I buy 1 or 2 cons in the small account? I just bought one in the small account. All right, so we're getting the bounce so far. I'm gonna add another one in the small account just because I think this is a pretty good setup. It's just the golden rule playing out, so I have 2 cons now. All right, so let's see how this goes. Let's see if we can get our bounce here. Bitcoin screaming all-time highs. Premium's still not working out, right? Premiums are still not saying this is going to bounce, but we're just playing a level here. We're playing the golden rule and we're playing the level. So you're up 30% already if you added with me. 30% in literally 2 seconds. 40%. You're up 40%. All right, so you could take profits here. I'm gonna trim a little bit for 5. Let's see if it fills 490. And what is that? That's plus 53%. And because I need to be a little responsible in the small account, I'm going to trim one there. So I trimmed in the small account half for 490. Okay. Are you guys happy? Now it's up to you on how you want to play this, right? Like I just gave you perfect execution, perfect levels, perfect plan. Now it's up to you on how you want to exit, right? Like that's part of the trick. All right, so congratulations to everybody who joined. You're now up 60%. Again, right? Like who knows if this will fail or not. We want to make sure we take good trades, we take profits, but hopefully you're all pretty happy with that. That's the golden rule. Oh, I didn't realize I'm not sharing my screen anymore. Sorry, that was a mistake. Wow, butterfly. Okay, I just got an alert for B fly. I'm hoping it means, yeah, look at butterfly. Wow. Look at this move. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So NVST, or yeah, NVTS, this one's also something I'm considering adding back. But just look, guys, we have a really good trade. You can try pressing it if you want. I have pretty much I would say about half my position left right now. If you guys, by the way, if you guys are on X and you saw my post about being on the live stream, and if you took that trade on live stream, and if you're still in it with me, I would love some support and engagement on that post. Just help me furu a little harder. And if you're happy with the trade, you're happy with the stream, please show your support on X. It means a lot. All right, so we're not out of the woodworks yet. Let's see where put premiums go. They're diving, but call premiums aren't spiking up. Honestly, like this is not a bad spot to take profits. I think we can get some more upside, so I'm gonna press it. That's why I took half profits. You can set your stop at the rep for the rest at break even if you want. Yeah, I'm looking for 40. I'm looking for 40. Let's see what happens with 31, right? So you can see my levels here, looking for 31, and then you get this 38-40 zone. I do think 50 comes. I do think 50 comes, but that is kind of it's not it's not a high conviction call at this point. It is I think it can happen. Let's see if we can get it kind of call. Why is my account up so much? Holy crap. So VSAT looks good here. If you want, if you like the name, it's just not in the big spot yet to like make it a high probability trade, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not gonna take it yet, but like it's not bad. Oh wow, core weave makes sense. Core weave's at a pretty interesting spot here. I have some shares. I don't have options. Looks pretty good though. Also, is SPX broken? It hasn't moved. I'm like actually wondering, is trading view broken for me? Okay, so look, if you're in calls, I would definitely stop at break even here. It's not looking like we get a pretty robust bounce based on premiums. That said, I do expect we get a bounce. Okay, like we already hit our golden rule. There's too much good news going around for this to not bounce. Okay, it doesn't mean it has to. I'm obviously allowed to be wrong. That's just my call. Okay, SoFi just triggered. All right, SoFi looks really good. I was kind of pounding the pavement last week about SoFi. I cut all my options, but I kept some SoFX. So you can see SoFi is looking really good here. Let's zoom out, come in right to this key level. I had an ungodly amount of SoFX into the close. Yes, on Friday, and it didn't make sense at all because that I was playing like a different trade. SoFi really good, really solid. I'm like tempted to cut my trade shares because they're up. I'm up not much, up 6% on it. But I mean, it's funny how 6% is not much in this market. It's like, 6%. That's kind of lame. 6% is lame. So if you want to add SoFi, you can on a dip back down. Like basically, if you want SoFi, you really like it, you gotta have it. Kind of, you can buy back here on a retest, assuming it gets down there. And then PayPal here, it's giving me a couple opportunities. Let me check out the premiums to see. I'm just hesitant to add because I don't know. I like I like the chart. I just the name is just kind of frustrating. But like it looks good. I think it's worth an ad. Um, you can see how I'm talking about it. Like I'm gonna add it, but I'm gonna add it a little bit cautiously. So I'm not gonna add size to it. But I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm trying to think what I want to do. Do I want to add some kind of aggressive calls? I'm gonna add the next week 72. I'm hesitating. I'm not sure what I want to do with PayPal right now. Next week 72 look good. I don't know. I feel like it's I feel much better owning Meta, and I sized up on Meta. Sized up on Meta. So I don't know. I don't need to catch everything. But it is a good setup. I'm okay. Whatever. I'm gonna add some just as a speculative play. Small size PayPal. 72 calls for next week at 120. Let's take a look at premiums here. Okay, we're getting some. All right, this is what we want to see for a little bit more upside. Right, you could see this premium spike. We higher with fixed down, but let's see. No need to add here. I'm considering adding lottos, but is it worth it? Maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth it. I might get trapped here chasing, but the price hasn't moved yet. So honestly, adding lottos here is pretty good risk reward just based on this premium spike in calls. So I'll get kind of aggressive and I'll add some 60 calls for 60 cents. And I'm actually going to add a pretty aggressive size. So I'm going to add a large size, but they're lottos. Um, hopefully I don't regret this later. All right, I just added a pretty large size, 60 calls for 55 cents. And I'm going to add them in the small account too. I'm not going to add as many, but I'm going to add 4 in the small account. So it's not a small size. So VSAT's working. PayPal looks incredible here. ACHR keeps going. Good for anybody who held. I sold. You can see CoreWeave failed this level. That's fine, right? Like this is why it's important to have levels. You can see it quickly failed there. And then Berkshire looks good. It's kind of a slower name, but premium, that's priced into the premiums. You can see here it looks good on the daily, and then if you look at the weekly, it's got this look to it, right? So it's got this spike up after this downtrend, consolidation, consolidation. And then if it can poke through here, it can really fly. Oh, let me post this on Twitter too. Okay, so Berkshire's trying to poke through here. Okay, so SoFi is now coming back to retest this level. If you like it, not a bad spot. Look at premiums; they're going pretty insane. This should be a pretty good move up on SPX. The lottos, I think, will do well. I'm pretty sized up on the lottos in my normal account. I mean, when I say sized up, like it's still a lotto. I'm not full porting lottos. Um, that is not wise. Okay, so let's see, right? Let's see if we can get through 31. Let's see if it's on the wrong tab. Let's see if we can get through 31. Okay, PayPal's starting to work a little bit. Again, I didn't add big size. I just wasn't super comfortable with the name. Serve, I was looking at a pre-market. I didn't add any just because I didn't want to be aggressive here, but it looks really good. One name I did add right here at 206 is ARBE. ARBE looks really good. And then I lost track of this name. Let's see. There were a couple names I was looking at yesterday. These infrastructure plays are kind of interesting. So that's why Union Pacific is on my watch list right now. This is kind of an ever growing watch list. So anytime I add a name, I usually don't remove it, just because it helps me if I'm like, what do I want to look at? I just kind of look through this list. Oscar's doing good. CrowdStrike failing a little bit, but that's okay. Well, I mean, not great, but it's okay. So VSAT's gonna trigger for me. I think it's worth adding. Um, I'm just gonna be a little more patient. I want to wait. Honestly, I want the index to stall a little bit. I want I want a bit I want a little bit of a downtrend in SPX. So I mean, selfishly, right? So I can add more positions comfortably. Um, but like we can still day trade this pretty well. So call premiums are dropping a little bit, right? Let's see what that means. But we have put premiums dropping too. So it really needs to try to get through 31 here. I think we can do it. I still feel like definitely a bias to the upside. It's hard not to in this market, right? KNX just triggered for me. Wow, this is doing really well recently. Yeah, I know. I tried trading it, but it's a tougher one to trade, so I'm not gonna really aggressively focus on it. So right now, yeah, just sitting in my swings, longs, day trades, waiting to see what we get. Oh, look at CoreWeave, man. This name is hilarious. Not hilarious if you're super levered in short-term positions, but um, if you're in shares, it's just annoyingly hilarious to watch. Okay, so SPX is moving, right? We're getting our move. Now VIX here at 1675 is a big level, so let's see what we get. And because PayPal is looking fine, and I think the market should go up today at least from here, I'm gonna maybe I regret this later, but I'm gonna add some weeklies in my small account. Just a small. I'm just gonna add a lotto size, just one. I'll add two of the 71 weeklies um, for 105. So it's a $200 bet in my small account, which is fine. 104, 10, so the weekly 71s for 104. Premiums still look good for the upside. Not perfect. Those lottos, I sized up because I have decent amount of conviction, but they're still lottos, right? So you you obviously have to keep that in mind. Oh, ARM is doing quite well. We have some ARM calls. Those are up 100% today. No sense in closing them out now. I have a lot of in my Fidelity account. I have a lot of exposure for next week's expiration. So definitely want to keep my eyes on that. If I see any weakness, start trimming some positions. I would like tomorrow to be a down day. Have no rhyme or reason for saying that outside of that's what I want. I'll know better based on today's price action what we should get tomorrow, or at least I'll have a better guess of it. So, oh, CoreWeave, look, if we get blessed with a dip down to the 8 EMA, it's a great spot to add. But you can see where it's finding support here, right? It's finding support right here where these closes are. Like you can see all the wicks there. So it's a lot of confluence up here. It should find decent support right there. Okay, maybe this reverses. Let's take a look, right? Premiums are changing profile a little bit in our main trade and in the lottos. But just keep in mind, lottos are lottos, right? So BRKB would have been a great add here had I added it. Contracts for the weeklies went up 100% based on this move because the implied move is pretty low. Okay, premiums are spiking again, so let's see what we get. I'm really tempted to add BRKB, but I feel like I'm chasing a little bit because I didn't add at the right levels. You know what? I'm gonna. I've been watching it for the last week or two, and I'd feel a little foolish not adding. Let's see, ABAT. ABAT looks good for shares. Like it still needs to get through here. If we look at the hourly on ABAT, yeah, I don't know. Like it looks much better above 550. So SPX clearing 31 for now. VIX is right at support, so let's see if VIX bounces. BRKB is getting some pretty good volume there. You know what? I am okay. Let's see. SPX is failing right there. Look at this premium dip. Okay, so definitely keep an eye on this. This could be failing. And remember, we talked about VIX being right at support, and you can see where SPX is starting to dip. CoreWeave here, look, CoreWeave is just messing with everybody possible until it makes a move. It's going to make a move. The question is, how many people can it mess around with first? Put an alert on Meta here. I want to take my attention to Tick. Tick is pretty strong. Yeah, I don't know. Still feel pretty good about calls. Obviously, it would feel better if this just went straight up, but that's not how the world works. BRKB here, if it holds this test, pretty good. CoreWeave as well. And you can CoreWeave premiums look good too. But this move in premiums on SpineNet definitely a risk here. But Tick looks good. VIX is just basing. Let's see if SPX can hold the 8 EMA. So far it's holding. I want to check out B-Fly. It's pushing way through every level I had. So 257 was the big level. Next one is 292. But you can see actually right around here, it's where it's going to find some resistance as well. VSAT looks good. I don't know. Can't really add. I'm not going to chase the name. I don't really want to add a lot of high beta name exposure right now. Because, I think market goes up, but we're going to get some kind of rinse soon. And I don't want to be caught with my pants down, so to speak. Market looks fine. Just premiums aren't great, but that bounce off the 8 EMA is really, really critical. I'm really tempted to add CoreWeave on this weakness. Try and rationalize why I should add VSAT here. Like weekly breakout would be confirmed above here, and this one can move pretty violently. I can't in good. I just can't do that. Serve is doing God's work over here. Oh wow, Uber came back. I had to cut it. Wow, what a move! I had to cut it on Friday just because I didn't want to swing it on Friday's weakness in the name. Tesla also doing great. Let's check out Nvidia. Nvidia, like my personal opinion on it is just wait for the dust to settle. It's breaking out all-time highs, and I wanted to add it today, honestly, but I don't know. I'm gonna wait for the AMD news to settle a little bit. Okay, AMTM here looks good. Let's see. I wanted it before. AMTM, you can see on the daily. You can see on the daily, it started to get this big pickup in volume. It's not like any excessive volume, and you can see 2651 is kind of that level to break through. So if we can get through there, it'd be a pretty good bet. All right, so Tick's getting soft, but so is VIX. Premiums are not looking good. Kind of like just in this no man's land for now. BRKB is holding the 502.82 support level, but market could get some weakness here. Okay, I got just on this other. I was researching this name yesterday. Chart looked good, got some volume. It's just like a tougher, low, like high beta kind of risky name to add. So I'm actually going to add it in shares if we can pop through there, right? So if we can pop through there, I'll add shares. Uh, not big size. Okay, you can see VIX failing. Yeah, looks like we're gonna go higher. So I'm gonna add the BRKB. I don't know why I'm so scared to add it, but whatever. So I'm gonna add the 1017, 510 calls. Just gonna give it a second. Yeah, I'm gonna add it in the small account. I got filled for 298. Okay, so SPX, doesn't look great here, but it doesn't look terrible yet. Just kind of finding its movement. The lottos are going to be really challenged with theta here, right? Theta is really going to tear them apart. But the other contracts we added should be still in a small profit. We took profit on almost half at 50%. I kind of want to just be silly and add some aggressive calls still, but it doesn't make sense. I already have a decent size open still. Okay, so CoreWeave here, you see how it's bouncing? I think if the market can pick up, this can be a really good one. Okay, so I'm going to add CoreWeave next week. 150 calls for 430. Small, very small size. Very small size. And I'm adding this because I think SPX wants higher, right? I don't think we're going to get a lot of weakness today. It just doesn't make sense. It's not allowed to happen on a day like today. I mean, on a day, well, that's, I'm saying that a bit facetiously. Anything's allowed to happen. But there's just too much good news. And we got the golden rule test. It held, like easily held, very easily held. So let's see. Not really eager to add much more now. I'm pretty much in what I want to be in. Let's see how Meta's doing. Meta is the one that I buy with two. I added large size in my main account and decent size in the small account too. This level for Meta is so perfect. So let me just spend some time on this. Right, you look at Meta. Yes, on Friday, really bad close. Just looks ugly. Looks gross. Didn't even fill the gap, but still looked really bad. And then you look on the weekly, it lost all EMAs, all support, just looked really, really bad. But when you look at the monthly, you can say, okay, like what about on the monthly? You can see the 8 EMA monthly is right there. And what's so important about this 691 level? Well, look at 691. Okay, so 691 has held on both these dips here and this huge volume dip pre-earnings, right? So and it's demand here, so it was just a really smart place to add. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed, but just a smart place to add in general. Okay, so public account's doing pretty good. I added ARBE, so far up 4% on that, right? Like saw the level, added. I didn't add big size because I don't know, I'm a wimp. I just I I didn't want to I didn't want to full port it. But you can see why levels and being patient is important. Just had to wait for that to hit. Um, okay, let's see. Let's see what's going with NNOX. Yeah, so far it's kind of failing that level. SPX premiums are now looking better. It's all about 1675 on VIX right now. BRKB pushing through nicely. Tesla, what a beast. What a beast. What a beast. So if VIX drops below 1675, we're shooting up to 50 is my guess. So if we can drop below that support on VIX, I'm going to double down, not double down, I'm going to add 50% more of the lottos. Again, it's already a big size, and I'm okay adding bigger. But I also don't want to lose all my profits in the first trade from just adding too many lottos. So just being mindful of that, right? Waiting for the best opportunity. There's no good trade yet. But VIX right here at support, if we could see premiums just look a little bit better, we should be fine. PayPal looks really good here, pretty explosive. Okay, I think I'm getting what I want in premiums here. We've got a nice little call spike right as VIX is about to report. We can get a pretty meaningful pop here. So I'm going to add a little bit more of the lottos at, let's see what I got, 45 cents. Oh, and I realized I marked the wrong one here. No, okay. All right, so let's see what we get. Still like kind of a sketchy spot. Nothing's perfect. Not a great trade. Anything here? Yeah, I added more. Yeah. And it is in my opinion. Oh, wow. I added way too many in the small account. Oops. I'm going to, yeah, it looks good. I'm just going to add 2 more in the small account. I added 2 more in the small account for 0.4. Now this can fail, right? Let me make sure not everybody's in the stream. Let me just add in my chat, adding lottos because I think upside, but risky. Otherwise, would be adding size to normal trade if it wasn't so risky. Oscar looks fine here. I obviously, if I own a name, I just want it to go up, up, up the whole time. Nvidia, yeah, super weak. I'm surprised Hood hasn't sold more on the outage. There's got to be at least like a couple hundred million in lawsuits. Okay, you can see VIX is not failing 1675 for now. But if we look at premiums, premiums look like they want up, but sketchy right now. So we just got to see what we got. So BRKB is doing really well so far. Yeah, I don't know. This looks good, guys. This looks good. I'm just saying it's risky because we're still in this. Ooh, ABAT is pumping. Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm not gonna chase. Whatever. I'm not gonna chase it. You guys, whoever's in it, enjoy it. But wow, what a move! What a move! What a great move! This could break out in a pretty meaningful way. Not something I'm willing to chase right here, but pretty good one. PayPal also doing pretty good. Everything's doing good. Everything's doing good. We just gotta wait to see if we can get some continuation, some of the moves that we want. Yeah, PayPal's doing great. KNX. Oh wow. All right, so let's look at premiums. Yeah, premiums look good. Just kind of got to wait. The bad thing with the 60Cs, because they're lottos, is the longer it takes to get a move, the more theta just destroys us. All right, come on, let's go. Come on, let's see if we can get it. All right, I'm going to move to tick now so I can keep my eye on buy and sell programs. Yeah, tick's fine. Not the great best, but it looks fine. IWM is definitely breaking out here. All right, so we're just kind of waiting, right? We're in one real trade right now, that we added at 18. Those are still up a decent percentage. And then we're gonna see, we're gonna try and press that to 67.40 at least. And I'm really looking for 67.50 today. Um, I don't know if we'll get it. Like SPX just kind of finding direction, but the fact that it bounced so strongly off the 18, the golden rule number, kind of tells me it can make a good move. But maybe it wants to chop here. You can see VIX is trying to reclaim 75. Tick is a little weak. Put premiums coming up. We might just chop a little bit. We've already chopped, but let's see if we can get some direction here. Not feeling super warm and fuzzy about a big upside move, but let's see if we can get something. Wow, B-Fly was a really good trade. I'm very happy with the result of that. Let me see if I need a. Yeah, I think I need to trim a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. This can keep moving, but I'm gonna trim a little bit. I'm just gonna take 1,000 shares off just to say that I took some profit. And I'm kind of being a little facetious about that. It's right at a key level, not a bad spot to take some off. Made pretty good money already. B-Fly is up, yeah, 36% in like 2 days. All right, so I'm gonna post in the Discord that I trimmed some B-Fly. I was chatting with somebody, and now I'm seeing SPX is finally moving up. We're getting that information in premiums. This should be a pretty good trade. Nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed, but it should be a pretty good trade. I'm going to take a little bit off, just to be responsible of the 35. So I sold another 35, a lot of 35s for 690. NVTS keeps staring me at the face. I actually cut on Friday about here. Should I add? I'm gonna add it. Not as big as what I had before, but I'm right about the same price I was at. The volume on the sell wasn't that aggressive. I'm gonna add. Trying to figure out how to size it. Like I kind of want to add 1,500 shares. Yeah, I'm gonna add 2,000 shares. Now maybe I get hosed on chasing it, but I'm not. I'm actually not chasing it. This morning, if I bought pre-market, that would have been chasing. All right, so let's go back to premiums. I still, I'm really not feeling warm and fuzzy about the lottos just because I sized up on them more than I normally would. So I'm kind of anxiously watching them, I would say. So let's see if Tick can pick back up. And I'm gonna let's see how much premium I get on the lottos. But I'm gonna cut half of them at our next price target. Like this looks good. There's no reason to cut early. Everything here looks good. Um, so when you size up a little heavy, it's just hard to like. It's actually not good. You think, oh, I'm gonna make so much money if it goes in the direction I want, but then you're like too conservative and you cut too early, right? And you get kind of locked out of the trade. I wouldn't say that's where I'm at now, but yeah, this is gonna rip. This is gonna rip. This is going to rip some face. Right, so we're looking at 38.40. We'll probably, so my guess is we kind of shoot up here, quickly bounce up, fail down, back test, and pop up. That would be my guess. Let's see how close we get. But you can see VIX is now failing, 1675. Premiums look really good. Amen. I was a little bummed I couldn't add here, but I guess I got a little lucky that I wasn't able to add. If it can reclaim 26, I like it a lot. IoT pumping. What a great run on IoT. Look at that bounce, perfect bounce at support. Are you guys still with me? People still here? Are we in this trade? Who's in the 60s with me? Who's in the 35s? So we could see tick getting a little soft, but honestly, that's not material. Really, what's important here is VIX under 1675, which we got, and need to continue to maintain this like stance, right? We don't want to see puts increase here. We want to see calls continue to bid up. That's what we. Okay, let's see if we can keep moving. I would have rather SPX just violently rip through. But we don't always get what we want. Okay, so so far so good. The lotto's barely gained any premium, even though SPX is up pretty majorly. Just primarily because they're so far out of the money, and we had theta go against us. But if we can get some pump here, we should be able to get a pretty decent move. Just notice DHI is showing some weakness. I think that's fine. I thought SFM may have bottomed, and I was waiting to see if it could clear this level here. But if this closes below the hammer, then it's not ready. Hams are reversing a little bit, so we just got to keep our eye on that. Tick is getting weak too. VIX is trying to make it up to 1675. So maybe we come back down to retest 31. AMTM trying to make a move back. MVTS working well so far. So BRKB, got a nice little pump here after it tested the level. It can come back down, and it still looks fine. As long as it holds 502, it looks fine. So AMTM, I really like the name a lot. So let's see. It might need to cool down a little bit. It might be extended from the 8 EMA, so need to figure out what to do. But I like the name, but because it's a little extended here, I mean, it's not a high beta name, right? So when it gets extended, maybe it needs more time. It's moved, almost 15% in the last few days. But nice volume, nice pickup. Can be more patient, right? Don't need to add here. Can wait for 2650 first. Okay, tick is moving a little bit. Let's see if it can keep going. Yeah, VIX is dying. This is gonna rocket up. I'm pretty sure. If VIX continues this death, pretty good odds. Just quick look at premiums. Nothing's really changed materially. Just kind of gotta wait and see what happens. So ABAT, if you like the name, you can buy a retest of 550. Wow, Palantir. Nice move. Now also looks interesting here. My watch list, not because it's a perfect setup, but because opportunistically, I just think it's ready. I don't have much more reason beyond just having a feeling. So that's why I'm not like super focused on it. But if it can continue to hold 989, it should get a pump soon. It should get a pump. All right, I'll be right back. Hold on, give me 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Let's see if SPX did anything. Not yet. VIX is trying to reclaim 75 again. We really needed to continue pushing down, but let us see what we can get. I like this volume here on AMTM. I'm a little scared adding it after it's run up a decent amount. T looking really good. Like really, really good. MMM, not bad. Like, yeah, okay, not great here, but not bad as long as it can hold this level here. So let me actually make a little alert. Okay, Oscar's moving a little bit finally. Let's see if it can continue. All right, so just waiting to see. Not much to do, right? We're just kind of sitting straight. We can take a look at premium, see if there's anything there, but not seeing anything yet. So just waiting. Let's see what we got. Oh, thanks. Let me take a look at PDD. That actually was on. It popped up on my radar this weekend. I think it got some good flow on Friday, which is wow. I rent. Jesus Christ. LMT. Wow. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, I mean it's like on this uptrend. It just doesn't have a good spot for me to add, which is why I kind of ignored it today. It does look good. It does look good, but it doesn't have like a look. It doesn't have a setup for me to enter. It's just kind of drifting up. LMT's been insane. Catching a move with LMT like that is huge, life changing because of how low the implied move is.